Hey, everybody. Let me get the live chat up here. Yay, we have people in the chat. Let me turn on the cam. And make sure it's on cam so nobody sees. Where? Who am I saying good morning to this morning? Sir Wolfie, Rhetorical Entertainment, Neil, Mr. Mad Panda, the Batman. Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing? This morning I was having a hard time concentrating, and if you're wondering what this is, my glasses were, I had my eyeballs on this morning, and that's where the foots rest. Hey, look, I have no. Well, leave us fix that problem, shall we? Here we go. One Knigget.
One Knigget.
Yeah, let me see if we can. Let me see if Nightbot's on strike or if he's finally decided to work this morning. I did log him in. I don't know what he's doing. He might have gone on strike.
He might be taking a nap.
He might be taking a nap. Yeah, looks like he's taking a nap. Oh, well. Well, let me see. People. Yeah, we'll sleep soon. Yep. So, as it says, you have a lot of ways to support me. All the links are down below, especially the website link and the PayPal tip jar. Apparently, like I said, the Nightbot's on strike, so we're not going to see him running around there, apparently. I don't know what's going on with the Nightbot, but he doesn't want to work this morning. So, let me queue up my Kindle. Sometimes I remember to charge him, sometimes I don't. That he holds out for the entire freaking show, because, you know, Kindle dying isn't a good thing. Sheesh. So, how is everybody doing this morning? Hi, Guy with Hat. He has nicknamed you Guy with Hat. I am the news chick. You are Guy with Hat.
Yeah. Coffee porn.
Yeah, Mad Panda got promoted to a Knigget of the Holy Brew. So, let me see here.
Part of it, you have to enjoy good coffee porn.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't enjoy good coffee porn, well, fuck you.
Yeah. My hair's so important, I don't need a wrench. Yeah, I got to start rotating those in and out again, because that's what I used to do to give everybody a chance to be a mod.
Sheepish.
This morning is Maria. Maria is headed toward Caicos and the Turks, possibly today, after it has left Puerto Rico in absolute shambles.
Which one of you told Maria to go after the Young Turks?
And right? Millions without power and scrambling for equipment to cook and purify water, which I'm taking an issue with, but I'll get to that in a second. Maria is now a Cat 3 with sustained winds of 125 miles an hour. For our UK and Australian friends, that's 205 kilometers per hour. Maria has now claimed 13 lives. So there have been some casualties with Maria. And as far as the millions scrambling for equipment to cook with and purify water, they had plenty of warning before Maria blew in, and I'm sorry. If I'm living in an area and there's a tornado or a hurricane headed my way or a storm that I know is going to knock out power and I have enough warning, I'm buying propane because I have a camp stove. You know, I'm making sure my pots are at the ready. I'm buying canned food, and I'm buying stuff that you just add water to in order to cook, because you need to have something to eat when you don't have power. So you're not scrambling around for scraps, because, you know, the first things that disappear when a calamity is coming, whether it be a major snowstorm or ice storm in the south or a hurricane or a tornado, is, for some strange reason, bread, milk, and eggs. And 2 out of those things are refrigeratable, which don't do you a darn bit of good unless you have a cooler and can find ice. And ice is also another commodity that becomes rare in a hurricane. So to me, it's just better off to make sure you have plenty of drinking water and, you know, things you don't have to refrigerate or keep cool.
Honey.
What?
Batman. Don't tell me Nazi tree attacks peaceful process.
Somebody's in the mood this morning.
And then Aracor. Oh, look, a big dead-making thing headed our way. I think
Right.
I'm going to go fuck off now.
Right? Exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. You are seeing is, this is Mr. Hebe, Mr. Crap, what's his last name again? You've got Moon Jae-in in the picture. You've got the Japanese Prime Minister in the picture. And you also have our President and Vice President, which takes us to our next story. Kim Jong-un calls Trump deranged. One hang in the air.
A little like the pot calling the kettle black.
Really? Mm-hmm.
And I know that even some of our listeners may not like Trump or Pence or the current state of the government. However, we all got to sit back and look at the man that just said that, and they're thinking, have you lost your mind? You're trying to pick a fight with everybody.
Yeah, he's trying to pick a fight with everybody. You know, Neil, I've never understood why people buy so much water before a disaster. Don't you have spare containers and a tap? Not everybody does, unfortunately. I mean, even though a lot of, people beforehand say fill your tub with water that you can force flush with in case that happens. Make sure you have plenty of empty jugs. I mean, when we get into our apartment, I am going to go to a camping section of a store, and I'm going to buy one of those 5-gallon jugs. Mm-hmm. So if anything happens, we have, water at the ready, and because we believe in being prepared no matter what happens. We're going to be prepared one way or the other. We're not going to get caught in the dark. But here we go. Kim Jong-un calls Trump deranged. North Korea is looking to test a hydrogen bomb over the Pacific Ocean now. Right. This was after Trump said he would retaliate in speech if North Korea decided to be aggressive toward us. Kim called Trump get ready for this, y'all. Oh, earth breaking. Deranged dotard. I'm going to leave that there because I think that's really weak, but that's my opinion.
Batman just posted something and everything. Says, I hear many American homes have to boil tap water before they can drink it.
That's after major disasters, yes. Beforehand.
Anything happens to our water treatment plants and everything in some areas and everything, they issue as a precaution, not saying the water is unsafe to drink, but just to be cautionary. Yeah. They tell everybody to boil it before you drink it. Mm-hmm. Which, really and truly, you should probably do anyway.
Yep. Korean Central News Agency criticized China for siding with us. And China basically chastised them for continuing their tests of their missiles and their nuclear capability. So China is finally, they've been saying this for at least since the last sanctions have been enacted. You need to knock this off. You need to stop because, they're a gnat, basically, and they think they're bigger than a gnat. Thursday's sanctions. China's central bank ordered all Chinese banks to stop doing business with North Korea. So there was a call for that from China. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman was quoted as saying, in principle, China has always fully and strictly enforced UN resolutions and accepted our international obligations. I'm going to leave that hanging there because he did say in principle. And I'm just going to let that hang there. Further sanctions hit Pyongyang's shipping and trade networks. Trump is waiting for new pressures to have an impact. There may be possible military action on Tuesday, so we're still keeping an eye on the situation because I think Trump is waiting for Kim Jong-un to really step his foot in it before we do any retaliatory strikes. But Trump is still open to diplomatic resolution. So if Kim Jong-un finally comes to his senses, which I doubt, and wants to sit down at the table and talk about it, then, he's willing to sit down and talk. If not, then unfortunately, there's no other option. There was no mention of Pyongyang's oil trade. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin was quoted as saying, foreign financial institutions are now on notice that going forward, they can choose to do business with the United States or with North Korea, but not both, giving other countries an ultimatum that, are allied with North Korea. Since 2006, the UN Security Council has imposed 6 rounds of sanctions on North Korea. Reuters cited 9. So either there's 3 that I'm missing, or they overestimated by 3, or they're counting some of the things like this live stream as extra sanctions, even though each of those sanctions totaled 6, and they had long lists attached to them. See, Batman. I'm not saying Kim Jong-un is fat, but if he sits down at the table, he'll crush it. It's a water bomb. It's not a hydrogen bomb. It's a water bomb. You are on your game this morning, Batman, on your game this morning. All right, let's see here. And this one, here we are. This is for you people in London, my England people. Uber is in the news. The Transport for London is not going to renew Uber's operating license in London. Their license will expire the 30th of September. Taxi drivers have been complaining that Uber doesn't have to follow the safety rules that they do, and they should. Transport for London Uber says, quote, isn't proper, and, quote, if TfL considers that Uber's approach and conduct demonstrate a lack of corporate responsibility in relation to a number of issues which have potential public safety and security implications. In other words, they're intentionally playing fast and loose with the regulations that London has on people like taxi drivers and other conveyances over there in London. TfL took issue with Uber's app that could block full access to officials conducting law enforcement duties, and there have been 2 instances of sexual assault by the same driver, which went unreported by the company. So Uber is fighting to get not to lose their license in London. But I think if they are not, if they are really serious about continuing business in London, they need to adhere to London's rules. Yes, Uber started, I believe, in the United States.
Yep.
But in order for them to continue to operate in these countries, they need to follow the regulations of those countries, because they have offices, I believe, in London as well. So they have to follow those London regulations. If they get their license yanked, then it's because they refuse to comply, and that's perfectly fine with me. You have to have safety rules and regulations for transportation companies. You have to ensure the safety of your passengers. There are so many things. Let me see. They need to comply with the same regulations any cab firm has to. Exactly, Eric, or that's what I mean. And if they're not willing to do that, then, their license shouldn't be renewed. They should be kept from doing any further business in London. And the last news story of this morning is Iran to strengthen missiles despite U.S. warnings. Morning, Fenrir. Why do I not get a notification for this? It was not even on my side. My Discord was acting up this morning, so I couldn't shill it out in the Discord like I normally do. So sorry about that. And I don't know why YouTube didn't send you a notification. I have no freaking clue. So Iran to strengthen missiles despite U.S. warnings. President Hassan Rouhani looks to boost missile capabilities despite threats of Washington wanting to ditch the deal that Obama made. Quote, like it or not, we are going to strengthen our military capabilities, which are necessary for deterrence, Rouhani said. Says they are forced to do so due to Israel and Saudi Arabia, 2 rivals, signing arms contracts with us, the United States. They blame Zionists for the need to boost defenses and the sales of arms to said Zionists. Washington claims Iranian missiles have the potential warhead, which is a breach in the agreement that Obama struck back in 2015. That was supposed to be halted for 10 years. It hasn't really even been 2 years yet. And Washington has imposed new sanctions. They did this at the same time they imposed sanctions on Russia and North Korea. So that's what's going on over in Iran. So there's another country that is deciding to say, screw you. We're going to do what we want. And we're going to continue doing what we want, regardless of what you say. And, Iran is one of these countries that it doesn't matter what the apologists say. It doesn't matter what the people that refuse to see what the Quran and the Hadith say. They don't like us. We're infidels. And those that left the Islamic faith are apostates. This isn't a religion that conforms. This isn't a religion that blends in with other society. I'm one of the people that was actually dancing and celebrating 9/11.
Yeah, Henry, you're right. He then says Trump's speech belonged in the Middle Ages.
Mm-hmm. He did. We're going to take a look at the
She actually has the actual transcription of the speech.
We've got the transcription of the speech, and what I'm probably going to do tomorrow instead of the regular book club is invite a couple of people to come on live so we can read through the speech and kind of dissect the language in the speech. So anybody that is interested in doing that with me, please either DM me through Twitter or, leave a message in the Morning Brew channel in my Discord if you're in my Discord. If not, we'll post a link to the Discord in Twitter. So you guys can, in Twitter, and I'll DM it because I'm not going to put it out there because there are some people that I don't want in my Discord. And it's not because I'm being snobbish. It's because some of these people are very childish and immature. And I don't need that kind of junk in my Discord.
No, that's not allowed.
Mm-mm.
I refuse to allow that.
All right. Recommended videos this morning. How many hours from now would that be? Noon time. What time is it over there, Panda?
Here.
Because it's 10:49 a.m. here right now. I need morning, no name. No, you're welcome in the server. I'm talking like okay, I'll call him out. The white YouTuber, because he annoys me. It's the white YouTuber. He annoys me. So I gotta wait for Pina to get back to me because it's gonna be noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow because that's when I usually do my reading, my book stream that I want to start back up.
Finn knows me and everything. He knows I'm not gonna allow people like that to come in and start to do that. I'll be kicking and banning people left and right.
Okay. That's over there in England. I was talking about Australia. I have no clue what time it is over in Australia.
Like what? 12? Nearly 12 hours?
Nearly 12 hours. I don't want to collab.
No, we're not collabing.
We're not collabing, especially not after he spam bombed five different.
I will chew his childish ass out from top to bottom.
Because he spam bombed 5 different Discord servers in 2 days, and I don't want that kind of shit in my server.
Yeah, I don't like him that much either, Fenrir. I think basically
almost 1 a.m.
he's
here.
A little childish at times.
So about 14.
And I can't do that.
Okay, so it's almost 11 here. It's almost 1 a.m. there. So we're looking at a 14-hour difference. Am I doing that math right?
That's about 13 hours.
About 13 hours. So we're looking at noon to midnight. Would be 1 a.m. over there, I guess. 2 a.m.
About 13 hours.
Yeah.
13 hours.
Okay.
Differential.
We will figure this out. Yeah, that's a big difference. All right, so recommended videos. Sage Kronsell on his channel has a video that I'm recommending about top 5 American Civil War generals, both North and South. So both sides of the Mason-Dixon line. Almost made it again. One of these days. Tailed Feature has a video birthday announcement about his birthday coming up on October 1st. He's going to have a Q&A and he's going to have some guests on for his birthday. So please check out that announcement. Tranime Girl is back on YouTube. And if you like her the way I like her, she has a video called Call Out, Punch a TERF. It's short, sweet, and to the point, just the way she does all of her videos. I'm sure you'll find that a good watch. And the last recommended video is Viper Sword doing my thoughts on the fat acceptance movement. So there's the 4 recommended videos for the day. So check those out. And let me see if I can. I think I found an oddity. Let me see if I can find. Let me see. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Better late than never. Library book returned 78 years later.
On that.
Yeah, I'm about to find out. Attleboro, Massachusetts. It took nearly 80 years, but a book borrowed during the Great Depression has been returned to a Massachusetts public library. Attleboro Public Library posted on its Facebook page Thursday pictures of the copy of The Young Lady at Home by T.S. Arthur. The book was returned this week. The due date stamped on the back of the book, November 21st, 1938. Library Deputy Director Amy Rillinger tells WPRI-TV a man had been cleaning out his friend's basement when he came across the book. She says the library staff thought it was awesome the book was returned, even though it's in terrible condition and can't go back into circulation. Rillinger says the library isn't trying to collect late fees either. She says they'd amount to almost $2,800. Yes, it is one fucking overdue fee. I have not eaten Zeus. You shit butt. And the next oddity story for the day. 300 bats caught by janitors at Salt Lake City High School. Infestation prompted a Salt Lake City high school to cancel its after-school program so workers could root out the flying mammals. Janitors at the city's West High School rounded up more than 300 bats from Monday through Wednesday, prompting the school to close its doors Wednesday afternoon. Some flying bats were caught in mid-flight by janitors using butterfly nets. Others were found sleeping in classroom corners. Salt Lake City School District spokesman Jason Olson says the high school lies in a migratory bat path, but the number of bats this year was above average. I'd say at 300.
See, those are Batman.
Hashtag free the bats.
Yeah. Hashtag keep your family members out of our schools, Batman.
Right? Students who may have come into contact with the bats were encouraged to speak with Salt Lake City County Health Department personnel who were at the school on Wednesday. The captured bats were relocated. Of course, see, Batman does have a high school.
Barely.
So those are our oddity stories for the day. Yeah, bats are useful.
They are very useful. They help control the insect population.
Okay, for those of you that want an invite, like I said, DM me on Twitter because I'm getting ready to open up the coffee club for the day. There is a new channel, and there's going to be some rearranging because Discord now has categories. We do have a contest going on for anybody of an artsy type. It is a design contest. We have opened a new store on Zazzle.com. I'm getting ready to close the Cafe Press one. But there's one problem. We're short on design ideas, and we need people that are very creative in digital arts to help us out with that. We want them coffee or server themed. All the submission and rules are in the server. First place gets a permanent 20% off in the Zazzle store. Second place gets 15% off the merch in the Zazzle store. Third place gets 10% off permanently in the Zazzle store. So check that out. The voting, how to vote and everything is also in that particular channel. All those parameters are lined up. When we do the listings and we use your design in the shop, in the description of the item, there will be your name and how to get in contact with you. And whenever we shill it out on live streams or videos, you will get credit for the design, giving you the exposure you need and hopefully a little more business your way for graphic arts and things of that nature. We believe in giving back to people that help us, even though we're too broke to pay you for the designs. We're hoping that is a good enough incentive, you know, for us to get a little more submissions in there. So that's the contest.
Batman's just all about himself today and everything. You know, he forgets he's just nothing but a hang-gliding rat.
I am so doing that. They can be shitlord themed, but I would prefer them be coffee or server themed. So that would be good. You know, little quips and stuff. Everybody gets to voting. The voting, I believe, I said opens on October 1st and runs till October 15th. With the top 3 designs being put in this shop. So there you go. Don't forget to check out my website. Don't forget to check out the Handmade Jewelry Store or the Dragon's Den, where you can special order your own dragon. Pick out your scale color, pick out your gemstone color. You can even pick out your length in the shop. So you can have, I think, up to a 2-foot chainmail dragon. If you want any other modifications, I would probably have to give you an estimate at that point because some people have requested me putting like magnets and stuff on there so they can, you know, do different things with the dragon. So there you have it. Lord, between shit and coffee. So thank you for joining us today. on the morning brew, and may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a fantastic Friday.